Yes, you know you need self-care, but you're extremely busy as it is, right? I mean, you don't want another daunting task on your to-do list. You already have a lot on your plate, but you know that it is extremely important for you to do something just for you. Well, today, my dear friend, I am going to walk you through a self-care action plan that'll work just for you, so there'll be no more excuses of why you can't do something for you. I'm Ree from Mind Body Spirit Bliss, and I love to teach you how to break up with stress and make time for the things that you love. Since self-care helps you be the best you, there's no excuse as to why you can't practice it. I mean, I get it. Being a mom and taking care of your family and being there for your husband and working is a lot. But girlfriend, if you don't do something for you, you're going to burn out. And I don't want that to happen. So today we're going to go through the self-care action plan so that you could do something for you every single day. So the first thing you have to realize is that self-care is essential. I mean, I get it. You seem like there are not enough hours in a day to do it all, but you have to do something for you so that way you can continue to take care of your responsibilities. It is okay to take time out for yourself. That doesn't mean that you're not a good mom. I know, I get it. Mom guilt is real. Believe me, I understand. I have 3 littles myself, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So sometimes when I take out time for myself, I'm like, oh, I could be spending time with my family. I could be doing this for my kids. But I know that if I don't do this, guess what? When I get back, I'm going to have an attitude because I'm going to feel like I'm giving all of me to everyone else. And I don't have anything left to give to myself. And that makes me feel tired and overwhelmed and stressed out. And those things don't make me a great mom. Those things make me a frustrated mom. So you have to realize that self-care is essential. It is not selfish, and it does not mean that you're not a great mom when you take time to do things for yourself. In fact, that makes you an even better mom because guess what? You ever go out and hang out with your friends for a little bit and then come back and you feel so refreshed, so enlightened, you're like smiling from head to toe and everything just seems so much better because you took time away and you came back and you realized how great things are. Self-care helps to fill up your cup. It helps to make you a better person, a better mom, a better wife, a better worker. Whatever you have going on, it just makes you feel better. So the first part is learning that self-care is essential. By the way, if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, the second part is to figure out your triggers. So for example, I would say one of my triggers are that if I don't get enough sleep, I'm cranky. And I wish it wasn't that way. I remember a time when I used to go out, stay out till like 4 a.m., then wake up by like 6 and be at work by 7. It's not like that anymore. I need my sleep. Like, I need it. That's one of my triggers. So if I feel like I'm super tired, that would mean like I'm frustrated. Like I'll become cranky. I'll become like anything would just irritate me. So you need to sit down and figure out what triggers what. So, also when I'm tired, I realize that I start to crave carbs. So if I see myself going to get some like popcorn, or I want some pasta, or I want a piece of bread, or if I want some sweets, it's usually because I'm tired. So you need to sit down and figure out what's triggering you. So when you're in a mood that you feel stressed out, or you feel overwhelmed, or you feel like you can't do it anymore, like you're about to just freak out, you have to sit down and actually go through those emotions. Like just sit there and actually like think, why am I feeling this way? Like what happened to cause me to feel this way? Is it because something happened at work? Maybe you had a bad day, maybe your boss is on your case, or is it because of you haven't been eating healthy and you've really wanted to stick to that goal? Or is it because you just really need some time to yourself? Like, you have to see what patterns are happening. Like, why do these same feelings keep coming up? Like, there's usually a reason behind it. So when you figure that out, you're able to apply the self-care before that emotion comes in. So, for example, like, I know, like, one of my self-care things is, like I said, getting enough sleep. So I make sure that I get enough sleep so that way I'm not waking up and I'm not cranky, I'm not frustrated. And also, I can't sleep in. So if I'm sleeping in until like 8 or 9, and I know that's not late, I know, but for me, I need to be up by like 6 or 7. If I go to 8 or 9, I feel like my whole day's thrown off. Like, I feel like I can't get into a routine, and I'm all about routines. They keep me sane. And if that happens, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I become agitated and irritated real easily and frustrated. And then it's like my whole family is looking at me like, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So I have started to learn my triggers. That way I can control my emotions. That way I can apply the self-care that I need before my emotions get out of hand. That brings me to my next part, which is figure out your self-care activity. And don't get me wrong, because there's not one self-care activity that's going to fix every single problem or emotion that you have. I mean, I wish it was that way. Life would be easier, but it doesn't work that way. But that's because there are 9 different types of self-care. I mean, it ranges from emotional self-care, psychological self-care, personal self-care, environmental self-care, and the list goes on and on and on. In fact, I have a video for it and I'll link it below so that way you can see the different types of self-care. But each self-care has different activities that you need. In fact, I have a resource for you as well that has different self-care activities that you can do for each type of self-care. So you can get that below too if you're ever having like a problem at work, like that leads to professional self-care. So if you're having a problem at work, you need some type of professional self-care activity to help you feel better, you can find that in my resource and I'll link that below. I have all 9 of them listed and all of them are broken down by self-care activities that you can do right now that don't cost you a lot of money and it won't cost you a lot of time, because I get it. Being a mom means all of our money is being spent elsewhere and we don't have time. In fact, these self-care activities you could do in 30 minutes or less. Like I said, the link to that resource is below. Once you start identifying your triggers, you have to figure out what counteracts those emotions. Like, actually, I keep a list and I call it my happy file. So I'll have like links to like videos or YouTube videos that make me laugh, or even lists of movies that make me laugh, because honestly, I know like some people like to watch movies that like make them cry and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I cried enough in my life, so I don't want to see anything that makes me cry. So I have videos that I know will make me laugh, will make me feel better, will bring on nostalgia of when I grew up, or movies I watched with my grandma, or we call her my big G. So I have movies like that, or things that I can do that brings up great memories that I've had in the past. All of that is in my happy file. So based on what triggered my feelings or my emotions, I'll go into my happy file, and it's broken down into the different types of self-care there are, and I'll just look at the resources and I'll be like, oh, let me see. Today is, what's triggering me? Oh, my house looks a mess. Okay, let me go into my happy file and look at my environmental. Oh, look, declutter, clean the toilet. Oh yeah, doing this will make me feel better. And I know we don't think of self-care as cleaning up, but it really is. It's type of environmental self-care. And once you're able to get rid of things that no longer bring you joy, Marie Kondo, girl, it actually takes away the stress that you have in your brain. Like, you're constantly having anxiety based on all this stuff that's around you. You're like, oh, I have to clean this, I have to clean that. But if you get rid of it, guess what, girl? You don't have to clean it. So Decluttering and cleaning is a part of self-care before you come at me and be like, oh, I don't want to do that. No, it helps. I'm telling you. You have to realize that self-care is essential. Girl, take time out. Schedule it in your calendar as if you were scheduling going out to eat with your friends. In fact, it won't even take that long. Up 30 minutes or less. Sometimes it takes me 15 or 10 minutes. I'll just sit there and I'll meditate, or I'll read my Bible, and then I feel much better. Like, it doesn't take long. Don't think it has to be this grand thing of you going to have to go get your hair done or going to go get a manicure or pedicure. No, like I said, it could be as simple as cleaning the toilet. It could be as simple as, like I said, reading your Bible, reading a book, listening to a podcast, watching a 5-minute YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. But it could be as simple as that. And then the next part is figuring out your triggers. If you know that someone's saying something to you and it makes you feel a certain way, then maybe that person shouldn't be around you. Or maybe you could tell that person, look, set that boundary. Don't say that because this makes me feel some type of way. And if they don't respect that boundary, bye-bye, because they're supposed to love you, right? We set boundaries in every part of our life, so that way we don't feel some type of way. So figure out your triggers, figure out what makes you feel that way and why. The next part is figure out what works. So when you start feeling that way, or when you feel like you're about to have that negative emotion or that feeling that you just don't like, figure out how you can counteract it. Maybe you need more sleep, maybe you need to eat a healthier diet, maybe you need to work out, maybe you need to clean up, maybe you need to watch something funny, maybe you need to go for a walk. The list goes on and on and on. And like I said, I have that free resource list that you can get down below. And the last part is keep a list. That part's already done for you. Once you look at my resource list, you can go through it and see what works and what doesn't work, scratch it off, add to it, or maybe they all work. Who knows? But let me ask you one more question. So, what self-care activity do you do to help you feel whole again? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that way you're notified of any new videos that I post. And if you're looking for some self-care activities, you can actually click the link below like I mentioned before, or you can watch my self-care Sunday videos. These are activities that you can put into your routine, and they don't take a lot of time, and they're pretty inexpensive. You can watch that series, and I'll have a link to it below.